was always wondering, like, am I gay? From a small town, I could have been out here being a gnome. I could have been a freak. It's because of playing house. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I'm going to go into detail now. Hey YouTube, welcome to my first video. Today we're doing a get ready with me plus a story time of my life, what playing house did to me, how that affected me, and what I learned about that after giving my life to Christ. It's basically just my testimony so you can get to know me and whatnot. Hopefully you can relate to this. Hopefully you feel seen, because the whole point of this channel is so that y'all can feel seen and relatable and whatnot. So enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it if you will, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video. The next video will play off of this one, but yeah, thanks for watching. All right. Let me calm down. I'm just so excited, y'all, because I've been waiting to record, but as you can see from the title of this video, yeah, some crazy stuff going on. You curious? I got you. Let me satisfy your curiosity. That curiosity will go kill this cat, baby. That was random. Anyway, by the way, I'm getting ready for a photo shoot. My friend, he has this hoodie brand. Y'all shop at Holy Appear. I think I'm gonna put his ad on the screen, baby. But yeah, first and foremost, we gonna get straight into it. Since I was young, I've always grew up experiencing kind of lustful things, like playing house, for example. Why am I starting off with that? Because it plays a big role in my story. And I'm just now like realizing some of the stuff, like some of the struggles I went through on my walk with Christ was due to that, especially like my lustful experiences. Because the enemy, he likes to start when we're children. Weirdo. And the seed marinated all the way to when, I gave my life to Christ, and I was still struggling with lust, and I was trying to figure out why. Because I do want to add what playing house does. One of the things I noticed playing house does, especially within the Black community, I don't know about other communities, but I know it's very common in the Black community. It really affects like developmental things for real. Like it introduces you to like sexual struggles. It's usually playing house with older cousins or older siblings or something, and they get a little taste of it. You know, they get a little this kind of you know, and then from then on, here they introduced to all these sexual experiences, and they dibbling dabbling and got lustful problems. That's why they be hypersexual when they older. That's why they start having sex at like age 12, super young, because they got exposed to these things, trying to be grown, or somebody else was trying to be grown and pass the seed to them. It affects how you process what sex is. Like the enemy has completely perverted what God intended sex to be, which I despise. Because it never was supposed to be this casual thing. It's supposed to be taboo, but a good taboo, like a very private taboo. But now it's so mainstream, and that's why the porn industry, I honestly don't think the porn industry will ever go out of business as long as the enemy is keep planting the seeds in the youth. That's all I want to add. I introduced to at a very, very young age. Somebody older had like typed in something like girls kissing or something in Google, and it pulled up like a video, and I was overstimulated. Like I was like, what is this? But I was so interested, because that, dopamine. See, I'm doing more talking and getting ready. Hold on. I love to yell, but like yapping when recording is different. I'm nervous. Yeah, I never watched it again up until around 12 years old. That's when I like the first time, like 12 years old. And from then on, I kept doing it for years and years and years until I gave my life to Christ. All the kids around me, unfortunately, they were having sex at young ages. And I was like kind of interested and curious about that. Like, what does it feel like? Because I knew what it was, but I really didn't know what it was. Like, their frontal lobe wasn't nowhere near developed. So I just thought it was a thing like adults do. I was trying to be grown. But yeah, as far as my upbringing, I had a very good childhood. I had experienced some things, because I come from a divided household, so I experienced some things involving that would be considered traumatic, but I don't really think it has an effect on me. If I were to ever go to therapy and they told me that it did, I wouldn't be surprised. But as of right now, I'm functioning pretty well. Both of my parents love me. I love both of my parents, and they raised me good. Thank God. Because y'all don't understand, like, I'm from a small town. I could have been out here being a gnome. I could have been a freak. I wasn't. I was just a kid interested in stuff I shouldn't have been interested in due to exposure. But, you know, stuff happens, and the Lord saved me, obviously. Aside from that, I grew up being myself, you know, the anime-loving kid. And I had, like, this peak in, like, the 7th grade. That's when self-consciousness first started to develop for me. I found out that people were, like, calling me weird and stuff because of the stuff I like and my interest in the way I acted. Like, I wasn't Naruto running down the hallways, and don't get me wrong. I was just simply sharing that I like anime, and, you know, back then, like, when was I 12? Back then, like, anime wasn't popular. It wasn't mainstream. So people just saw you watching stuff in another language. It was like, oh, you're weird, you're lame. And that, like, affected me. So then from then on, like, I kind of, like, hid my personality. And I was trying to find myself, knowing who myself was. I just didn't want to showcase that version of myself to people. So again, that led me to trying to do what other people did. Stuff to try and, like, fit in or be a part, have something people can relate to. I had people around me, but I always felt lonely because they just didn't understand me for real. They just didn't accept my personality, I guess, and my interest in stuff with open arms. And then high school rolled around. I got saved in 2020. That was my freshman year going into my sophomore year. I got saved in 2020. And let me tell you how I got saved. So I was in New Mexico visiting my dad. And one day I was just scrolling on TikTok. And, you know, 2020 TikTok was hectic, baby. 2020 TikTok was just full of, you were born, gotta spit you out, how to code, death, judgment day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no. Because growing up, I've always, like, I've been going to church. We had stopped going to church for a period of time. But I've been going to church and stuff, so I knew of God. I was indeed a Christian girl. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was a good person. I was going to heaven. My grandma, you know how the elders get, baby. They don't mind scaring you to pieces. My grandma would always talk about, it's the last days. And because of that, I was scared. Like, I was afraid. So I would go to Revelations off dump. Don't ever do that. I went to Revelations because that's where end times are talked about. Every single time I read that mess, and I was scared the mess out of myself. I would never read it again. So that time in 2020, I got tired of doing it. Like, I'm tired of being afraid. Like, how do I do this correctly? Then I texted my mom, and I was like, Mama, what books of the Bible she should read? And she was so excited. And she told me James. And James is like 5 chapters, real short, real sweet. And I was reading, I was like, this is a good book. And I read that in one night. I think I read Corinthians in one night, Romans in one night. And I was basically just trying to read, like, all the books. Because that's how I know how to read books. Like, you read as many chapters as you can in one sitting in a book, but you can't read the Bible like that. And, yeah. Then I went back to Christian TikTok, and I was like, how do you study the Bible? And they was like, read 2 chapters a day or 1 chapter a day. And I was like, bet. And I started making it a daily routine. I forgot to mention, I got to Romans 10:9 that talks about you believe in your mouth, you believe in your heart that Jesus is Lord, confess with your mouth and you will be saved. So I followed those instructions and I was saved just like that. From then on, I started doing my daily routine of reading the word, and then I started to, like, ask God questions while I was reading. This was, like, so important because when I was asking him questions, he would answer them literally. He would answer them, give me wisdom, understanding, keep me reading. And I'm like, oh my God, God is real. I grew up believing in God, but never really having an encounter. Or, like, I probably have had an encounter, but just never, like, realized it was him, if you get what I'm saying. That day, he proved to me he was real. And I was locked in since then, baby. I was on fire. You couldn't tell me nothing about Christ. And then spiritual warfare hit. The spiritual high left, spiritual warfare hit. And I was dealing with lust. And the type of I would watch would be like lesbian porn. Now it's the climax. Now we're gonna tie it back to the childhood experiences I had now. Now it's gonna make sense. Okay, I ain't running out of stuff. Now it's gonna make sense for you. So I was always wondering, like, am I gay? Am I gay? Because why am I watching this? Like, I know I'm not attracted to girls, but like for some reason this type only gets me going. And I discovered recently the reason why is because of playing house. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I'm gonna go into detail now. Growing up, I've always played house with my childhood best friends, with shoot any dang body. And you know, it's different because it was innocent to us, but we was just copying what we saw in like movies or shows and stuff. Lord, this kind of triggering to talk about, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that took a toll, because like those were the type of sexual experiences that I was having. So then over time that grew into what I was attracted to. So it kind of messed up my brain and how I process like sex, because I didn't have my first like experience. I was still a virgin. They ain't, you know, it saved me in nothing. I'm just saying we was playing around, but it was like in sexual based. We didn't do anything sexual, but it was sexual based, you know, pretending and all that. Coming to God really led me down a rabbit hole about trauma and experiences that were affecting me that I had no idea about. So again, like I was struggling with lust so heavy, and I'm wondering like why, like what the heck? It brought me to that conclusion, like, cause playing house, like literally. It's such a common thing in a black household. Always, it either starts with family, childhood friends, all because we exposed to something. Like, I feel like my parents did a good job at protecting me, but some stuff just can't be helped. That's why you have to stay prayed up. That's why you have to have God protecting you in your life. Because after I realized that, I was like, no, because I got 3 younger siblings around the same age when I got exposed to. So I was like, no, like I was bawling my freaking eyes out. I'm finna cry again, actually. Let's not. I was bawling my eyes out at the fact that, like, oh my God, like the enemy got me when I was a kid. He not finna get my sisters. I got the praying over my siblings, you know, making sure I'm showcasing my love for God around them. And literally the next day, one of my younger sisters, Morgan, she texted me asking me how I became a Christian. You can't tell me God ain't real. I done experienced him so much. And after that, God helped me overcome that by just help me studying myself. Because I would always try and like, I would always try and do it with my own strength. And obviously that don't work. So every time I would fall, I would feel so condemned. I would feel guilty all the time. God is not worried about that for real. Like, he don't want me to sin no more. He is worried about that, but he not worried about the fact that I keep falling, because it's inevitable. Like, I'm a baby Christian, for crying out loud. Help me overcome that by like studying and digging up those memories that I wanted to bury and really embracing them and then pushing them out of me. So it's important that you go back to your roots, know where things come from, so that you can get delivered from it. I haven't watched it so long. Like, it's been months now. Months, actually. Yeah, it's been good. It's been great. I've grown closer to God more than I ever have. The Lord has placed a circle of friends around me that I can be my 100% nerdy self around. I don't have to worry about, you know, being embarrassed. I can listen to my K-pop. I can do what the heck I want to do. And I just never feel so free, so rejuvenated. Like, I'm free from all my childhood experiences. Everything. Yes, glory to God, y'all. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Now, I guess you can enjoy the rest of this Get Ready With Me. I think I'm going to make it time-lapse since my story is done. If I got anything else to say, I'm going to just pop back in. But I love y'all. If y'all got this far, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Stay tuned, because the next video I'm going to talk about is, what is the next video I'm going to talk about, actually? The next video I'm going to talk about what I did or what to do next after getting saved to grow your relationship with God faster, so you won't have to go through everything I went through and you won't keep backsliding and deal with all that spiritual stuff. You just gonna be up there, y'all. Your big sister in Christ got you. Thanks for watching. Love y'all. Bye.
Sky.